Welcome everyone. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I hope you're all doing well. Let's continue our discussion. Okay. Let's revise what we discussed yesterday. So we discussed about self-replication, and we saw example of humans self-replicating, and then we also discussed examples from nature like tree and the seed. Okay, and then came the next section, which was about John von Neumann's formally building a problem, formally defining a problem for computational self-replication. It could be at hardware level or at software level. Hardware level is difficult, so software level at least can be tried in the beginning. And then we discussed, this question summarizes this section. This section has two messages. One is the utility of studying the intriguing self-replicating process or self-replication process. This was the first thing, the utility of studying the self-replication process, which is very wonderful and amazing and which is very intriguing. And the other message is the futility of disregarding natural self-replicating machines, which means the living organisms, right? So this was these are two main sections which I found very clearly coming out from this section. Okay. Next, we read the next section, which is the last, last portion of this entire first section. Although one can observe the process of self-replication in nature, one cannot replicate the process. The reason has been explained in Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. The personality of God, it said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of body. Okay, this verse I think is Karmana Deva Netrena Jantur Dehopapadhyaye Striya Pravishta Udaram Karmana Devanetrena Jantur Dehopapadhyaye Striya Pravishta Udaram Kuman. I don't remember the last part. Okay, so this is the verse from Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 31st chapter, which describes that how, according to our activities, according to our karma, and according to Daiva. Daiva means the supervision of the Supreme Lord. So both these factors are important to decide what particular type of body we will get. So basically self-replication. Your voice is not audible. Yeah, Pumso Retaha Kanashraya. Yes, Pumso Retaha Kanashraya. Okay. So this verse describes that two factors are involved for what body we get. First is Karmana, means our karma, and second is Deva Netrena, means Krishna's desire or Krishna's what is it called? The Krishna's supervision or Krishna's permission, Krishna's will. Okay. Thus, we cannot even replicate grass, what to speak of any higher form of living entity. Machines do not produce food that will sustain the creation. Machines are there to enhance our comfort level. You can use a machine like a tractor that will help you in cultivation. You can create a machine in the form of a motor that will help you to bring water from deep in the ground. But you cannot create a machine that will create water. Water has to be taken from nature. Air has to be taken from nature. If we maintain cows in a healthy manner, then food security will be guaranteed. But instead, we are worried about self-replicating machines. All these people who are thinking about self-replicating machines, if they would have invested their energy in taking care of cows properly, innocent people would not have been subject to purchasing synthetic milk and impure ghee in the market. Thus, formation of a living body is a mystical coupling of the soul with the body, which means antimatter with the matter. This forms a substantial portion of the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita. So this, I see this section is further elaboration of the second point. What is the futility of disregarding natural self-replicating machines? So we may say we are spending so much of research effort, so much of money, so much of funding goes into research which is actually futile. Means instead of giving importance, or instead of preserving our natural self-replicating machines or the natural biological system which we have around us, the symbiotic environmental balance which is there, instead of that, if we spend all our money and our resources to create to do research which is not helping us in progressing, but only is making our life more and more artificial and more means harming the nature more and more. That is what is being told that is not good. Sir once said that we are different from living symptoms. And as far as I remember, he said that we can make a machine that shows living symptoms. How to relate it with the first paragraph? Yes. So that's what the first paragraph says. You can make a machine which has got living symptoms. Like self-replicating is a living symptom, right? Self-replicating is a living symptom. It's a material thing. And it can be replicated. So it is not that it cannot be done. It can be done. That's what this previous paragraph is saying. This paragraph. So John von Neumann has formulated this problem in a very concrete way, and people are working towards solving it. As you have seen, people have made some progress also. Let's say in artificial intelligence or learning from the data, and so slowly progress is happening. But the point which is in the second paragraph is that we should not forget the importance of existing self-replicating machines, which we are completely ignoring, right? The cows are not being taken care of, animals are not being taken care of, the habitats of animals are being destroyed by us to build useless industries, means useless in the sense which are harming the environment so much. So the idea is simple living, high thinking. You live simply that you don't harm the nature much, and think high. Think about these problems and work on them, but live a simple life so that you don't destroy the existing balance. In 1.4.3 above it is said one cannot replicate the process. 1.4.3. Yes. Okay. So okay. Yes. So this cannot be replicated in the sense that you cannot build a self-replicating machine without taking any ingredients from nature and without taking ingredients from Krishna, in the sense the living entity, the soul. You cannot produce life without taking soul from Krishna, right? Means you have to have a soul to put into the that body, right? And the body also, whatever ingredients are required, we have to take from nature. So we cannot replicate the process without taking any ingredients from nature. Let's say even today, whatever machines are being made, everything is coming from nature. The steel is coming, the silica is coming to make your semiconductor devices, basically the computing units, and plastic, whatever we require, that is coming from nature only, right? And here it is being said that these biological self-replicating machines, means the living entities, we cannot create living entities just by matter, even just with matter. We have to have, it has to have soul, which is independent of matter, which is not made up of any material combination, right? So and for that, we, as it is said, karmana deva netrena, the soul will come only based on the karma and Krishna's consent. So in that sense, we cannot replicate. But yes, we can make machines which show living symptoms by taking ingredients from nature, but it won't have soul, as we said. It cannot have soul. But you can also make machines which have soul. It means like you create a body, which is almost impossible in the sense that why will a soul come and reside in that body? So it is possible only for great mystic sages who have done it in the past, but currently nobody even can dare to think of that. Like modern scientists cannot do that because they don't have that power to control soul or to invite a soul to live in a body. Okay. Here, yeah, so the important point which is being mentioned here is that we should not destroy our current biological habitat. Means we should not give unnecessarily trouble to existing living beings just in the name of research or just in the name of our own advancement. Right. And we have to be grateful to nature, to other living entities. So this gratitude is lost, then that becomes dangerous. We have to have gratitude towards nature, gratitude towards other living entities who are providing us food. Let's say the plants, the animals like cows who is giving us food, and other animals who are helping the biological balance in so many ways. Okay, I think we asked this question some time ago. How do you see a fly useful? Where was that question? What was that question? A fly. How is it useful? I think somewhere the question. Yeah. In what way does a housefly serve? Anybody has any answer on this or any thoughts on this? In what ways does a housefly serve? I think one point which came up in the discussion which is actually the most important. It helps in decomposition of waste, recycling organic matter. Yes. So I was reading it up and I found that when the flies, they lay their eggs, it lays in decomposing matter, and then those eggs, they consume that decomposing organic substance for their nourishment, and in that way they decompose, or means they help in getting rid of that organic matter. So this is one very good utility of flies. Another utility which I can think of is they are a part of food chain. Like every living entity is consumed by another living entity, and that living entity is consumed by another living entity. So in this way, the food chain is maintained, and this whole food chain, it helps in maintaining the biological balance, right? So let's say so many useful creatures, they depend on these creatures who may not immediately look useful, but they are indirectly useful because they become a part of the food chain, which contains many other useful creatures. This was another point which I thought of, and one more point. Yes, housefly also spreads diseases, which leads to population control and thus maintaining balance of nature. Okay, not so nice way to do population control by killing people. But yeah, houseflies, they help spread diseases. So basically these houseflies, they have got hair on their legs and limbs, right? The arms and legs. They have got hair, very, very small hair. And these hair, they become carrier of diseases. So these diseases are okay. They are bad because they make us sick, and they make us more. Means we suffer, let's say. But there is also a positive aspect of it. What is that positive aspect? Let's see who can guess. What is the positive aspect of this? Okay. As you are thinking, I will discuss the next point by Tarun Prabhu. Symbiotic relationship, Sir mentioned in his lectures. Sir often tells about symbiotic relationship, which means the balance of the nature, like balance in the sense that one living entity depends on other living entities, we depend on other living entities depend on us, maybe not so much. We are not useful to other living entities actually. What we are doing for any other living entity. Other living entities are doing definitely for us so much. Okay. So this symbiotic relationship is maintained by all living entities, including the flies. Okay. Tarun Prabhu, do you have any other point which you remember or which you think of? Or maybe you can elaborate on this point. Symbiotic relationship. Tarun Prabhu can elaborate. Tarun Prabhu is not speaking. Okay. They form part of a chain in nature. Okay. They are a part of a chain. Okay. Okay, let's come back to Archit Prabhu's point that the houseflies, they spread diseases, which is not so nice, but there is a positive aspect to it. What is that positive aspect? What's the positive aspect of houseflies spreading diseases? Who can answer? Okay, I can try my thought. So I think by that we become more immune. Our immunity grows because when there are so many diseases attacking us, if it is within some control, if it is within some limits, then it helps us to form our immunity, right? And if it grows beyond a control, then definitely it harms. Like if we allow the flies to grow in our house and they become so much that the amount of disease which they spread becomes uncontrollable, then it definitely harms us. But if it is within a control, maybe it helps in immunity. So basically we keep everything clean and we keep everything free from flies and everything as much as possible, but we don't unnecessarily kill the flies. Like people, they put electric wires to kill the flies. That is very bad, right? We follow natural way to keep away the flies, keep everything clean, live a healthy life, but there is no need of panicking of their presence. So this panic is bad, that I want everything so much clean that I don't allow other living entities to live. That is bad. So, and in the last sentence, Sir mentions very nice point about mystical coupling. Sir often mentions this concept of mystical coupling. So this mystical coupling is that we who are antimaterial, who are not matter, and this body which is matter, which is material, how do they come together and how do they form very inseparable bond, right? Which continues for so many years, and it becomes very strong. Means even if I want, I cannot come out of this body. Means I cannot separate the soul from the body. Means whatever experiences of the body, I am affected by that, right? And I am bound in the body. Wherever my body goes, I also have to go, right? So this is a mystical coupling. How do I break this mystical coupling, or why is it there in the first place? Why should it be there? That is a very mystical thing. That's why it is called mystical coupling. Okay. Now let's see who answers the questions. Whoever answers first, he will let you. Just a competition. Bhagavad Gita is a Vedic literature compiled by dash. Please answer on the chat window. Bhagavad Gita is a Vedic literature compiled by Ved Vyas. Kunal Prabhu says Ved Vyas. This holy book presents the dash of life as it is. This holy book presents the dash of life as it is. Aim, reality, truth, purpose. Maybe those who have read the first section, the beginning section, that means the beginning portion of this section, there was a catchword. I can go there and I can show you. All of these answers are correct, but the catchy word which was used here is something else. Science. Okay, Tarun Prabhu got it. Science. So where is it? Complete science of everything. Okay, science of life as it is. This book, holy book, presents the science of life as it is. Okay, so this was just for memory. It's a catchword, so I think this question has been put. Next question is: though the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna 5,000 years ago, it is still relevant to us because the knowledge contained in it is dash. Timeless. Very good. Eternal. Very good. Yes. Okay. Seeing ourselves as a tiny part of the gigantic solar system can make us humble, depressed. Okay, so there are two, I saw there are two kinds of effects which this can give. One effect is it can make us humble, which means it is a symbol of intelligence that we become humble, right? But there are other kind of people who will become something else, not humble but envious. Envious or like depressed. Oh no, I am so tiny. Right? They become depressed and they become envious. So why I am saying this is I just remembered there are two. So like when Krishna showed Virat Rupa to Arjuna, Arjuna became humble and Arjuna became appreciative of Krishna. On the other hand, Krishna showed Virat Rupa to Duryodhana. Duryodhana became more envious. He became also kind of depressed in the sense that, oh, Krishna is so powerful, Krishna is, I should somehow get rid of him or do something with him, right? So I may either become envious of Krishna or envious or depressed or just like a snake, or I can become more humble and thinking, oh, how I can contribute something positive, or what is my purpose. When one starts introspecting and questioning one's existence, the search for dash begins. Okay, truth begins. Okay. These questions are long answer questions. You can answer on your own. Okay. So now today I was called by Madhusudana Prabhu, who is managing this entire course, Learn Gita, Live Gita course. I saw many of you have registered, so he has given me an account to kind of monitor things from his portal. And what I found is many of you have registered there. So what you can do is during this week, you watch those videos for, let's say, lesson 1 and give the test. So once you give the test, then we can know, okay, this first section or first chapter is over, right? So for chapter 1, you go through the videos, and there are 6 or 8 videos. Go through them and read the material which we are discussing here anyways, and based on that you try to give the quiz, right? And then first chapter will be over, and then we'll go to the next chapter, right? If anybody has any questions from today's discussion. We can start the next section maybe tomorrow because it's already 7:42 now. We'll do this section tomorrow. Okay, anybody has any questions? Can you tell about drawbacks of current machine learning? Oh, there are so many drawbacks. The biggest drawback which I see is that it has made us very proud. Very proud that, see, we can do anything. Earlier we thought only humans can play chess. Now even machines can play chess much better than humans. Earlier we thought only humans can make what is it called? Can make buildings. Today machines can make buildings. Earlier we thought only human beings have emotions. Now we can make machines who understand emotions, right? We have all this affective computing and emotion recognition where machines try to interpret what kind of emotions you are going through. Then earlier we thought only human beings can talk. Now even machines can talk. So Turing made a Turing test of intelligence. He said, how do we know if a machine is actually intelligent? So he said, if a machine can converse in natural language, means like we talk, machines can also talk with us like that, and we cannot make out whether it's a machine talking or a human being talking, then this means machine learning has reached the level of human intelligence, right? And today we have done that. Means okay, Amazon has done that. Amazon Alexa can do that. Turing test, yes. So they have done it. So this will give us a lot of pride, not to us, but to those who have done it. They might become very proud. Oh, see, we can do anything now. We don't need anybody else. We don't need to depend on nature. We can control nature. We don't need to depend on other organisms. We are the best. Human beings are the best. And forget about God, right? But if you, so this has given a lot of pride, which is not good. So, but who are real intellectuals, they become humble. They become humble. Why? Because they see real machine learning actually is very, very brute force. It is doing some computations, but it does not know what it is doing, and it is not having any understanding of what it is doing. Even if the machine is able to talk to you in natural way, but it does not understand the meaning of any word. It does not understand the meaning of any word. The meaning which it tries to relate to is what you have fed into it. Okay, whenever somebody says, Alexa, what is the time? Then Alexa should show the clock. What is the meaning of clock? What is the meaning of time? Alexa does not know anything. Alexa just carries out whatever command you have fed into there, right? So it's called the intent. Intent means you want to see the time. You say, Alexa, can you show me time? Alexa, it reads its intent. Okay, this is what I have got. Okay, Alexa, can you show me time? What do I do? Then it goes to the dictionary, the list, and says, okay, this is the intent which I should pick. And then the command is given, show the time, and it shows the clock. So Alexa does not understand anything, neither the clock, nor the intent, nor the speech, nothing, but just it is mechanically doing something. But it has given us a lot of pride that see how great I am, how great we are, right? So this is the biggest drawback of current ML. There was a talk by Demis Hassabis. He is the, I think, the big leader of Google Brain, who actually led that. He was leading the team who made AlphaGo. So he came to Oxford and I was there, and he was giving a talk, and I was there in his talk. He was telling that soon the time is coming when, just like we talk about human rights, people will talk about machine rights. so foolish. Okay, I will just give you one practical example how this idea looks very foolish. Okay. So when AlphaGo defeated Lee Sedol, or a human grandmaster of Go, who got the credit? Who got the credit? When AlphaGo defeated Lee Sedol, who got the credit? Who got the credit? Human. Google DeepMind team. Demis Hassabis, right? He led the team. He got the credit, and the entire team got the credit. But okay, so this team was led by Demis Hassabis. This team also had other members whose names you can find from their papers. But what was the name of the computer who defeated Lee Sedol? And where is it now? What was the name of the computer who defeated Lee Sedol? AlphaGo is the software, the computer, the hardware. AlphaGo is a just name of, actually it's not a software also, it's just an algorithm. AlphaGo is an algorithm. What's the name of the computer who defeated Lee Sedol? It has no name, right? And where is it now? Nobody knows. And nobody will complain about that. Nobody will complain about a computer being not recognized or not given credit. Even if the computer did everything, right? Computer did all the computations, played the game, and the famous Move 36 computer gave the output, but computer has no credit. Why? Because that computer was actually just, for example, I give you an example. I have to, I'll take the same example. Is Chiranjit Prabhu there? Chiranjit Prabhu is there? Chiranjit not there. Okay, Chiranjit is not there. Okay, let me take example of Ganesh Prabhu. So let's say Ganesh says, Ganesh, which city you are in now? Which city you are in now, Ganesh? Jharkhand. Okay. Jharkhand. Okay. So Ganesh Prabhu is in Jharkhand. So from Jharkhand, he writes a letter and sends to me. I receive the letter, open it up, and what do I say? This message is given. This message is given by Ganesh. That paper, that ink which was used to write the message, they don't get any credit. right? The paper and the ink, they didn't get any credit. Who got the credit, or who got the whose message it is? It is Ganesh Prabhu's message. Why? Because he wrote it in that paper. He could have written it in any other paper, right? Doesn't matter. So paper doesn't get the credit, but the message, the credit goes to Ganesh Prabhu. Right? So the paper was just a medium to convey the message, but the message itself is coming from Ganesh Prabhu. So he got the credit. So the machine learning is something like that. So humans are intelligent, and humans are putting their message or their intelligence, that information, in a machine which is just a medium to express that intelligence. It's like paper and pen and paper are medium to express the message. Similarly, machine is like a medium to express the message. The medium itself, like the paper does not know what is written, even if all the combination ink and patterns are there on the paper, but paper does not know, ink does not know what they are conveying. Similarly, the computer does not know what it is conveying, right? But somehow we become proud that, see, we have made the machines intelligent. That is, this pride is not good. Rather than becoming proud, if we have done something positive, trying to understand the nature of intelligence, and trying to appreciate Krishna, because ultimately Krishna only has given us the intelligence. Trying to appreciate, see, our intelligence is so complicated, then it is absolute foolishness to disregard God who has given us this intelligence, right? We give so much credit to Demis Hassabis for making such an intelligent system, but we don't give credit to God who has made us, who are doing everything intelligent, apparently intelligent. So we should. So this is like in English it is called the elephant in the room, which means there is an elephant sitting in the room and people don't see it. Right? So it means something very obvious, which is like inside the room, small room, there is an elephant sitting, and people say we don't see it. Then what can be said about them, right? So similarly, so God is sitting right in front of us. Anybody who does a little bit of machine learning, he can appreciate how complicated this intelligence, and how wonderful must be the person who has made us. But rather than saying that, what they say, oh, everything has come up by chance. That is absolutely foolish. Means I don't know how they can be called scientists. Like even an illiterate person, or even a person who knows very little science, even he can appreciate that this cannot be just by chance. I was discussing with one professor in Japan. I told him about this, that how can this be just random? And his reply was very foolish. He said, no, it could be, there are millions and millions of universes, and in every universe there are random things happening, and it so happened that on Earth that random combination became like this. Okay, I accept that the probability is very, very small, but still it's a number which is possible. I mean, it was such a foolish argument. Okay, even if you by chance you make something, how will it sustain? How will it become so wonderful? That is not possible. The probability means, to say that it is a probability, it is foolishness. And even scientifically, this definition of probability is not applicable here, because probability can only be defined when doing multiple runs is in your hands, right? But here it is not possible. So this argument itself is flawed. This frequentist argument, I think you have to learn some more philosophy, but this argument is completely flawed, that world has just come up by chance. Means I don't even have to defend, means I don't even have to give any argument against this, because this argument itself is so baseless. Anybody who has done little bit of science, little bit of statistics, can understand that how foolish is this argument. So this is the reason that why they are not able to see, because of pride. So it comes in Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter. Yatanto yoginas chainam pashyanti atmanyavasitam yatanto apya kritatmano nainam pashyanti acetasah. So says that those who are achetasa, those who are absolutely foolish, they can never understand this fact, that we are different from matter, and Krishna, the Purushottama, Krishna, he has created this whole world in a very intelligent way. So they fail to appreciate Krishna, they fail to appreciate themselves as being different from matter, but they say, oh, I am also matter. how foolish and how depressing is this thought, okay, I am also just matter. They are minimizing their own position and they think they are great scientists. So that is very foolish. I think it's not difficult to understand. I gave you example of even Professor David Deutsch. Even he was able to understand, although he may be an atheist or whatever, but even he is able to appreciate that we are different from matter. Human beings are special, right? He is able to appreciate with very simple logic, no need of any hi-fi physics. Very simple logic he gives to explain that, oh, we are so special. Human beings are different from matter, rocks and stones. So that is the thing. So pride is not good. Okay. Next question, Kunal Prabhu is asking how to improve hearing and chanting. I don't know. Maybe you can ask her. You can tell. I am myself struggling. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.